Hey guys, welcome back to another Black Ops Cold War guide video. In this video, I'm going to be giving a quick guide on the new zombies mode, Outbreak. As a disclaimer, please note that this is a very early guide video. What I talk about in this video is basically my experience with the game within the first 4 hours of playing. The formula and mechanics of the mode seem pretty straightforward, though there may be some details I might miss as I simply have not experienced certain scenarios quite yet. With that being said, I'll still try to be as detailed in the tips and advice I provide. So, to start, Zombie Outbreak, in a nutshell, is a large-scale zombie map that works on slightly different mechanics than before. The mode rotates between the larger scale maps you would often find in modes like Dirty Bomb, such as Ruka, Alpine, and a new map, Golova. Zombie waves don't exist in this game mode, but it has been replaced by worlds, and that'll become more clear as I continue to explain. Your party or team is limited to 4 players as usual. Things I noticed is that there are certain randomated elements to this game mode, such as the world or map you start in, the points of interest such as workbenches, pack-a-punch, and armor locations. Having things randomated definitely adds a breath of fresh air to the experience, but at the same time, the more you play, it still follows a strict formula, and I'll also explain that further as I continue. The goal on each world is simple. There's a main quest that's usually marked on the map or the player screen. I'm calling this the main objective. The main objective is also randomated. From my count, there are 5 different main objectives that you can be given at random. Here are the 5. Number 1, escort. This objective involves you escorting a robot that goes from point A to point B. The only way it can move is if one person on the team is close enough in its proximity. You have to do this 3 times before the mission is complete. Meanwhile, tons of zombie hordes will come your way during the escort. Once you are finished the 3 phases and the escort completes, the mission will complete. The second objective is eliminate. This objective kind of speaks for itself. A boss zombie will spawn in from the beam in the sky. So there'll be a beam that beams down from a satellite or wherever, and it'll spawn in the boss zombie along with a bunch of hordes of zombies to accompany him. This boss has 3 phases. When you've done enough damage to him, he will become immune and travel to another location. After you've done this 3 times and finally killed the boss, the mission will complete. The third objective, retrieve. This objective is a bit unique. This often requires teamwork. There will be 2 canisters that spawn labeled A and B. It's your job as a team to pick up these canisters and bring them to the delivery location. While a teammate is holding the canister, you will move much slower, making you an easy target for zombies. You can drop the canister if you're holding it, so you can move quicker if needed in an emergency. But also note that if your teammate is driving a vehicle, you can enter as a passenger to deliver the canister faster and usually more safely because there will be many zombies coming your way. Once both canisters are delivered, the mission will complete. The fourth is defend. This objective is straightforward. There will be a stationary point that you have to defend from hordes of zombies. Make sure you protect it during the time limit and the mission will complete. And the last, 5th one, is survive. This objective will probably be one of the harder objectives for people, as this will teleport the team to the Dark Aether and usually in a smaller confined fighting arena that you must survive for about 3 minutes. Proper teamwork, builds, and coordination is highly suggested, especially as the worlds get tougher. Getting spawned to a small fighting area with teammates not prepared can easily end a game of Outbreak. Anyways, survive the time limit and complete the mission. With the main missions now explained, there are other points of interest on the map when the team spawns in. Though in randomated locations, the map will always have a pack-a-punch, workbench station, armor station, and a perk vending machine that gives you options to buy any perks you want from the 7 available. Also note that just like in normal zombies mode, there will be weapons you can purchase on the walls, but there's a slight difference. The guns and their tier level will be random each playthrough. The trials computer will exist on every map again as well. Same formula as before, where you can repeat trials to increase your reward level to legendary. In my experience, I was able to get the dye gun. I did not see anyone get a ray gun or the ray K, unfortunately, but I'm sure it's in the loot pool based on how difficult things start to get. It would only make sense. It would be a wise decision to start farming trials for these weapons when you hit World 4 or 5, as the enemy scaling will start to get quite tough. Loot chests also exist on this map, usually in various buildings or structures. They make a very distinct sound, so you can tell when one is nearby. There's a small chest and a bigger chest version. In my experiences, it seemed that the small chest often gives generous amounts of salvage, while the bigger chests often provide weapons, salvage, equipment, and ammo. I know with the Disco Zombie Easter egg on the Die Machine zombie map, opening the chest while the smiley face on the screen is yellow provides better loot quality, as to represent like legendary loot quality. Although in this mode, I don't really think that's a thing. Reasoning is because the worlds at, say, World 1 isn't going to give you a legendary weapon right off the bat on every single chest that's in every single building. So, I mean, maybe if you're really lucky, I'm not actually sure if it's inside the loot pools. It's way too early to tell what's possible at this point. But with that being said, I don't think that the screen color matters on these chests. And I'm going to probably stick with that. Also beware that not all chests may be real. Mimics like to surprise you from time to time. With that being said, there's also a few other points of interest on the map. I call them side missions. There are 4 that I can recall. The first one, I don't actually know the official name, but it's basically a dragon that eats zombies on a rocket. This side mission requires you to kill zombies within a small circular radius. When the zombies are killed inside this radius, they will float up and the dragon will eat the zombies, filling the purple meter you can see on the large containers. The side mission can end without filling the containers all the way up, so it's up to you and your teammates to make sure every zombie is killed inside the circle. My best speculation is that the higher you can fill it, the better the loot quality from the reward chest you get when it's over. The next side mission, I'm going to call the Aether chest. This side mission is a golden chest locked by a red aura. You can unlock this chest by activating it on the spot, or just interacting with it. This will induce an intense wave of zombies to spawn right at your feet, and often including tougher boss zombies in the mix. Once the wave is defeated, the chest will unlock and you can reap the rewards with your team. The next side mission I'm going to call Radio. I just call this one radio. Basically, you have to go to the location and interact with a radio on a corpse. This will activate the mission, and you'll see about 4 to 5 beams of light coming down from the sky in the distance. It's beaming in a team of boss zombies, along with a gigantic horde of zombies. When your team arrives at the location, you will often be faced against that boss team backed by their horde of zombie minions. This can be a difficult fight if you are not prepared, but the loot is often amazing, and from what I experienced, guarantees a free perk for the entire team upon completion, so in my books, it's a must. The last side mission, I'm going to call it the Aether Pinata. This one is a bit tricky. This icon shows up on your minimap, but will not show on your map overview screen, so pay attention to where it starts and where it goes. To start this mission, all you have to do is find it, first of all, and when you do, you just got to go up to it and shoot it until it starts to leave. When you're done shooting it, it'll drop a nice amount of essence for you before it starts moving again. Be sure to watch your minimap and see where it goes or which direction it goes, because if you lose sight of it, you will lose it because it doesn't show on your main map, only your mini map. So anyways, you want to make sure you follow it again, repeat the steps, and on the third and final time, when you destroy it, it will burst and tons of loot will drop out. Often great loot like score streaks, high quality weapons, essence, and more. Now that all the miscellaneous stuff is explained, basically the goal of Outbreak is to get as many different worlds as possible, or get the highest amount of worlds as possible. Each time you complete the main objective, you are given the option at the beacon to exfil. or continue to another world. Each world you move up, the zombies get much tougher. I'd say 4 is hard when I was playing, and 5, I'm guessing you might start to need ray guns or dye weapons, or just a really well stacked and coordinated team to keep moving up. If you decide to exfil, it operates very similar to the other exfil. Basically, you will have a time limit, you must get to the chopper location, huge hordes of zombies will spawn in to stop your progress. Having a vehicle definitely helps. When you arrive on location, you must kill roughly 35-ish zombies before the timer runs out, at which point you can board the helicopter and reap your bonus rewards upon completion. Same tactics work for exfils as before. Get yourself some good score streaks, monkey bombs, war machine, ring of fire, etc. Exfils seemed much easier to deal with when people are prepared. If the team decides to move on to the next world instead of exfilling, you will move to another world as a team, and the world level will increase and the zombies will continue to get tougher each time until either you die or decide to exfil. A few details to talk about. When you complete the main mission of the world, an anomaly will spawn. When you interact with it, it will spawn a beacon. That beacon allows you to cast a team vote on whether you want to continue into the next world or exfil. But it's also handy because when you activate the anomaly and the beacon spawns, it will also spawn a convenient pack-a-punch, armor station, and workbench station right in the vicinity of the beacon, so you and your team can buff up before moving forward. That's basically the gist of the game mode. Once you get the hang of it, you can start to move between worlds fairly quickly. They also introduced 2 more tiers of raw Aetherium crystal, so now you have like a low tier, mid tier, and high tier. I started getting the mid tier around, I think, world 2 or 3, and I started getting the high tier Aetherium crystal starting at world 4 and up. And obviously the higher you go, probably the more quantity you get of each. But also note that obviously the higher you go, things are going to get much more difficult. Lastly, vehicles were a great addition to the game mode. Just so you know, teammates do not have to enter the passenger seat to catch a ride. You can simply stand on top of the vehicle and you will never get thrown off by physics. Quite humorously, this applies to the snowmobiles on Alpine. That usually can only hold 2 people, but if the other 2 party members jump on top of it, you now have a 4-person snowmobile. I hope you enjoyed my guide video on the newly released Black Ops Cold War Zombies Outbreak mode. This should provide you enough information to get a nice head start into the mode, and hopefully this will help bring people up to speed quicker. I also usually don't do this, but I just wanted to quickly put this at the end of my video. I really enjoy doing guide videos when the opportunity presents itself. I like educating and helping people. I know in my last guide video, the general responses were very positive and supportive. You all made it very clear to me that I can make detailed, clear and concise guide videos, and I really appreciated that. I don't like wasting people's time because I watch YouTube a lot as well, and there's nothing more annoying than a 20-minute video that can actually be explained in 2 minutes or less. So with that being said, I will continue to ensure that my videos are clear-cut, to the point, and only talk about topics that actually matter. Thank you all again. Hopefully if you appreciate my content, you'll hit the like and subscribe buttons for more future videos alike. I also upload story playthroughs of various games on various platforms, and you can often find me streaming on my Twitch channel daily. All social links are in the description below. Hope to see you all very soon.